in the Sin City here in Las Vegas Motor Speedway. A lot of cars here ready to go raring around this track for the regular season finale here in season number 4. Take a look at your standings going into this race. Logano, Buescher, Bell, Suarez, Reddick, Keselowski, Briscoe, and Larson. A ton of drivers looking to get themselves into the playoffs. Let's get straight to it. Kyle Larson, 25 points out of the cut line. And how about it? He's going to need to win this race. As a matter of fact, if he is going to be able to make it into the playoffs. But we'll see how he does in that HendrickCars.com Chevrolet. And then we see Joey Logano sitting 11th in points right now, 3 points to the good. All he's got to do is finish inside of the top 5, and he is in to the playoffs. So we'll see how that Pennzoil machine will do here today. He's been strong here before at Vegas, so we'll see what he can do behind the wheel. And then we got Brad Keselowski, who wrecked with Tyler Reddick last week at New Hampshire. Caused him to lose all of that ground. He was deep in the playoffs. And, of course, now 16 points out after what happened at New Hampshire. So he's got his work cut out for him today. So he's got to finish quite high in the standings, or quite high in this race. It must win or something. But we see Christopher Bell. Him and Kyle Larson have been the core of all of their troubles. Christopher Bell and Kyle Larson have not seen eye to eye this entire season. And Christopher Bell 2 points below the cut line. He can possibly make it in today. All he's got to do is point his way in. But that shouldn't be that much of an issue, should it? And then we see Chris Buescher, Brad Keselowski's teammate. He's 2 points to the good. He finished second place last weekend at New Hampshire. So we'll see what he can do here today. He wasn't too good on the long runs in practice, so we'll see what he can do. Of course, 2 to the good. He's on that final spot in the playoffs. And then we see Daniel Suarez. He was in the Final 4 last season in season number 3. Finished runner-up in the standings, as a matter of fact. 10 points below the cut line. But he didn't have a good start to his season either, as he went barrel rolling at Daytona. So obviously he's looking for something good here today, possibly to make the playoffs. As the cars roll off of the field, let's get to your starting lineup. Kyle Larson to the inside of his teammate William Byron in row number 1. With Joey Logano and defending series champion Kurt Busch also in his final season in row number 2. Then we got the Watermelon Man of Ross Chastain with Brad Keselowski in row number 3. And then in row number 4 we have Ryan Blaney, second in the point standings for that 12 car, to the inside of Christopher Bell, who could point his way in here today with the fan favorite of Chase Elliott to the inside of the season 2 champ of Denny Hamlin. And then, of course, the Season 1 champ of Kevin Harvick to the inside of runner-up of last week, Chris Buescher. Can he get something done here today and possibly make himself a playoff driver for season number 4? And, of course, the rest of the field will be going by on your screen here. Corey LaJoie with a very surprising high qualifying start. And then, of course, all these other drivers here wanting to make their names known in the playoff field. Tyler Reddick, he's got his work cut out for him, but he does not look strong here today. He might be out of the playoffs with just the way he was performing in practice. But we see the rest of the field going by through your screen. Only 36 cars in today's field, not any part-time drivers in today's field, so we'll see how that works out for everyone else. Shouldn't affect anyone at all. But as we can see your race facts here, Kyle Larson on pole, 12 laps here ahead of us. This is your regular season finale. This is where we decide who are the 12 drivers that will fight for the championship in the last 5 races. And be sure to head on down to Spoiler Diecast and use code AAPCS to get 5% off and free shipping on all orders $20 and more. As the cars are coming around turns 3 and 4, looking to end the regular season finale with a bang. Green flags in the air in Las Vegas. Larson out to a great jump as his teammate William Byron's going to jump up to second. Looks like Joey Logano's going to try to make a look on the 24. He clears him. Big run on the outside lane for William Byron. Down into turns 1 and 2. Larson still leads. Here comes Byron with another run coming off of the corner. He's trying to make it work as we see the playoff battle here. Christopher Bell and Brad Keselowski. Keselowski could possibly win here today and get himself into the playoffs as he takes over the lead. Oh, he hits the bumps in turn 1. Slides up the track. Here comes Bell. He's going to take over that spot yet again. up into 6th place as a 20. Here comes a battle for the lead. William Byron down to the inside. He's going to take it from his teammate Kyle Larson. Slide job off of turn number 2. Larson's going to dive back down to the inside lane. Side by side for the race lead. Larson takes it. Here comes Byron back down to the inside with another crossover. Big battle up here with the two teammates here. Larson's got to be frustrated with his teammate William Byron as he's trying to fight his way into the playoffs. Ross Chastain down to the inside. He takes over 3rd place from Joey Logano. Coming into turn number 1 now. Byron still leading. Larson in 2nd with Ross Chastain sitting in 3rd. Here comes Brad Keselowski. He's got, there's a caution. Big crash in turns 1 and 2. Harrison Burton hard into the outside wall. Sliding back down to the apron, collecting Ryan Preece. That was a huge hit into the outside wall. See what happened there. Looks like he hit the bumps coming into turn number 2. Slid up and overcorrected, and Ryan Preece came in and absolutely clobbered him in the left rear quarter panel, sending him into that spin. It looks like a heavy nose damage to the 41 of Preece, but a lot of damage all around for the 21 of Harrison Burton. He's going to be out of the race here today. He's on the record, taking it back down to the Neon Garage. Then you see the choose cone here. Two teammates going to be pushing each other on the inside lane with Christopher Bell up top with Chastain getting the push from him. And the green flag's back in the air. 3 wide for the race lead. Larson takes it 3 wide on the leaders. And he's around. Hard crash into the outside wall. Kyle Larson up on top of Christopher Bell. Those two have been rivals all season long, and today it must come to an end with both of their playoff hopes up in smoke. You can see there with Kyle Larson making it 3 wide down to the inside. Just not enough room there. Larson got sucked around with that air from his teammate William Byron, and that shot him up the track, and Bell just happened to be the driver to collect the 5 of Larson. And again, these two part of a caution that costs them a playoff spot. Larson not going to be able to make it into the playoffs, and neither will Christopher Bell, as they are both out of today's race. But we're going to be coming back with 5 laps to go here around this 1.5-mile track here in the desert. Green flags back in the air, side by side for the race lead. Chastain and Byron, who's going to get it coming off of turn number 2? Chastain has that run around the outside. Logano's looking in 3rd right now, watching these drivers be side by side for a whole lap now as they come down into turn number 1. Chastain still with that edge around the outside. Byron hits the bumps. He's going to slide up the track. Here comes Logano for 2nd place. Keselowski makes it 3 wide. 3 wide for 2nd place. Put the 6 up into P number 2. And Chastain's going to still be leading here with only 3 laps to go. Here comes his teammate, Chris Buescher. And he's up into the wall. Slow off at turn number 2, and there's a lot of ground being lost for the 17 car. Not good for RFK, but as for the other driver, Brad Keselowski, he's hunting down Ross Chastain with only 2 laps to go. And he almost spins him out there side by side. Keselowski gets to the point as Chastain's going to fall right behind him. Flyby of the field coming off of turn number 2. Keselowski gets loose. Side by side for the race lead. One more time around here at Las Vegas. Chastain's blocking the 6. It hits the bumps. Keselowski goes up the track. Chastain's going to try and get away with the lead. And coming through turns 3 and 4, off at turn 4, Chastain is going to win it in Las Vegas. Now what can Buescher do? He's got to get around the 34 of McDowell. He doesn't do it. He slides up the track. Dillon's going to get by him. And Brad Keselowski, Buescher's teammate, is going to make it into the playoffs with that mistake. How about that for a regular season finale, folks, as we see the replays here. Keselowski making it 3 wide on Byron and Logano after Byron hit the bumps at that wrong angle, which had Chastain barely get away. He got a little sideways there, but obviously Keselowski making it 3 wide down the backstretch with his former teammate and William Byron. And then coming off of turn number 4 for the white flag, Keselowski got a little loose. He hit the bumps in turns 1 and 2, and Chastain got away from there. And then, of course, Buescher coming off of turn number 4 with 3 to go. He hit the outside wall and lost all of that ground. And then here was the last-ditch attempt to try and get around the 34. Did not happen. He got loose. And then, obviously, Austin Dillon got around him. But Ross Chastain, the Watermelon Man, is burning it down. No Watermelon will be all over the start-finish line here today. So let's take a look at your results here. Obviously, Ross Chastain coming home with the victory. Brad Keselowski just coming up short in second place. Almost got his 6th win of his AAPCS career. Logano comes in third. He's got to make it into the playoffs now. Of course, Byron fourth, and Kurt Busch, hometown hero, making that a top 5 finish for his last race here in this series. And of course, Kyle Larson and Christopher Bell with their DNFs, they will not be able to make it into the playoffs. So big apologies to the C. Bell and K. Larson fans. They will not be in the playoffs for season number 4. And of course, Tyler Reddick had some troubles coming into this race after what happened at New Hampshire. But of course, he's not going to be able to make it into the playoffs either. And here are your standings going into Montreal next week. Chris Buescher barely missing the playoffs by only 2 points. If he had gotten around Michael McDowell, he would have tied with his teammate Brad Keselowski, and who knows how the tiebreaker would have worked from there. But either way, Keselowski is the RFK car to make it into the playoffs, with Bubba Wallace, your Daytona 500 winner, barely squeaking by. And we see the playoffs here. 100 points are added to all playoff drivers. And of course, you can see the schedule for the playoffs right there on the right side of your screen. Round 1 starts with Montreal, ends with Nashville, and then of course Martinsville and Gateway will make the final 4, which will be rounded down to 1 at Milwaukee at the Milwaukee Mile for the championship race of season number 4. Well, we hope you guys did enjoy today's race at Las Vegas. It was a really fun one to make. It was a really fun one just to watch. And I hope you guys really do enjoy it. If you guys did, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more races just like this. And, of course, I said it before in the standings graphic, but next week we'll be going up north past the border to Montreal. Going to be racing at Canada for the first time in the AAPCS, the first international race of the season and the series, and we'll see you all there in Canada. So have fun, be safe, watch out for the mooses up there, and we'll see you all up north.